Thank you for tuning in. This week we'll be watching Star Trek: The Wrath of Khan.
Ooh, 1982 classic starring William Shatner, Leonard Nimoy, and Ricardo Montalban as Khan. Yes, it's a beautiful movie. It's a lot different than the very first one, and we watched the first one, a couple weeks ago? So if you haven't seen that, check that out. It's a good watch. There's a part 1 and a part 2, so don't miss it. But yeah, totally worth a watch, and I think this is just way different. It's just more like a Moby Dick sort of tale.
Never seen it.
Never seen Wrath of Khan. Considered the best movie in the Star Trek movie franchise. So it's going to be interesting.
Excited.
And I am excited. So are we ready to rock and see this
Yeah,
movie?
definitely ready.
All right, let's
do it. Alcohol use and foul language.
Oh, no. They do. It's Romulan ale. That's the alcohol use. Jerry Goldsmith's score. But then we go right into the James Horner score. And this is my favorite score in the entire Star Trek universe when it comes to the scores in general. You know how they accomplished this shot of the stars?
No, I'm trying to figure it out. I haven't the foggiest.
The moving starfield sequence during the title sequence was filmed by putting the camera in the center of the floor of a local planetarium aiming up.
I would never have guessed that in a million years.
It works.
It does. I like the music.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I know we had some fans talking about the music, how epic it was and how much it meant to them, so.
It's just more, I don't know. It's almost like being on the ocean. That's how the director wanted it to be. It was more of like a naval vessel, more so than a spaceship. And that's how they kind of play this entire movie.
Enterprise on training mission to Gamma Hydra, Section 14.
Eyebrows still on fleek.
Notice the new uniforms.
Ah, yes, not as revealing. Hello.
I'm getting something on the distress channel.
On speakers.
That's Kirstie Alley.
Ooh.
This is before Cheers and her breakout role in Look Who's Talking with John Travolta.
Haven't seen that one in a long time.
Yeah, it's been a while.
On cruisers bearing 316 Mark 4, closing fast.
Visual.
That's the same shot you saw from the motion picture. They reuse a lot of imagery from the first movie.
I mean, they recycle a lot of footage and a lot of different.
Well, it's saved on budget because the budget of the first one was $43 or $46 million, and now the budget for this one was only 11.
Yeah, that's a lot lower. Ooh, better effects. So the explosion happened right in front of her, but didn't hurt her as much as it hurt Sulu.
She's dead.
Shield's collapsing, Captain.
We're just killing off the entire main cast. There goes McCoy.
This is Captain.
There goes Spock.
Send out the log boy.
She's just so dry. She's just like, they're dead.
She's a Vulcan. She has no emotion whatsoever.
Yeah, emotion isn't part of it, I guess.
Supposedly she's part Vulcan and part
Any suggestions,
Romulan, and
Admiral?
Romulan have a lot of emotions.
The Klingons don't take prisoners.
Everyone's fine now. Captain's back.
Trainees, to the briefing.
Oh, trainees. It was a training session.
Test.
Galloping around the cosmos is a game for the young.
What?
Now, what is that supposed to mean?
Calling you old.
The Kobayashi Maru scenario frequently wreaks havoc with students and equipment. As I recall,
Nice vacuum, bro.
your final solution was, shall we say, unique.
It had the virtue of never having been tried. Thank you for this.
I know of your fondness for antiques.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times.
How far away does he have to hold that book
But
to
I'm
read it?
conscious of-
Romulan ale. Bones, you know this is illegal.
I only use it for medicinal purposes. I got a border ship now.
There's that alcohol consumption they were talking about.
Don't be afraid.
Right? It's like
Yeah, well, it
their
takes us a
version
couple
of
hours
Cuban
for a minute.
cigars. It's Romulan ale. Like, oh, people have it, but you don't talk about it. That backdrop you see in his apartment, that's from the
Klingon
Towering
aphrodisiac.
Inferno in 1974. It's a movie, pretty good movie if you haven't seen it. It's a disaster movie, but
charming.
they use the same backdrop.
Hey, Livingston, guess what? I haven't
allergic
seen
to
it.
red.
What?
Exactly.
The Towering
Sure.
Inferno. Add it to the
good-
list.
It's, yeah, add it to the list. Haven't seen nothing.
I'm an uncultured swine.
Happy birthday.
I don't know what to say.
Well, you could say thank
Thanks for the
you.
glasses. You could have just bought me LASIK, bro.
It's so funny how the technology is like what we know we can fix now and what they claim to be able to fix, and then they saw glasses. It's like, come on.
This takes place like 200 years in the future, so I would think they would have a way to fix eyes by then. I hope so.
I mean, LASIK exists now and it fixes a lot of eyes. I'd imagine that technology is only going to improve.
Right? I've been glasses free for 7 years, so.
Good for you, man.
Get back your command. Get it back before you turn into part of this collection. Before you really do grow old.
I like the theme of this movie. It's very much about just age. For Captain Kirk, that's his arc in this entire thing, is just him dealing with just getting older.
Isn't that what we're dealing with like every day?
Pretty much. But Captain Kirk, he's always been like the guy that is going out and trailblazing and discovering new worlds and new life.
And new civilizations.
Yeah, and how much
now
more
he's
time does he have?
Right, you know? When you're on an adventure for most of your life and suddenly you're told that you're too old to do so.
Suppose it could be a particle of preanimate matter caught in the Matrix.
Caught in the Matrix. I'm the one?
He is the one.
Let me get this straight. Something you can
You notice this right here? That is the same model that you see in the very first one, but it's flipped upside down for the space station outside of Earth's orbit.
I didn't notice, but now that you pointed it out, I guess it makes sense.
That's Captain Kirk's son.
What is it?
Is that supposed to be his mom?
That's his mommy.
Could be perverted into a dreadful weapon.
What do you mean perverted?
What do you mean perverted?
Jim Kirk was many things, but he was never a Boy Scout.
You're right. You have any idea who Khan is?
Nope.
He was actually a character in the original series, an episode called Space Seed, which came out in 1967 in the original Captain Kirk Leonard Nimoy series. He was left on a planet where it was supposed to be tranquil and peaceful, and he actually came from Earth from the 20th century. He's almost like a Captain America in a way because they made him superior human by experimenting on him and a few other people, and somehow they were launched in space and got lost, and the Enterprise came upon them, and the planet didn't survive. It's now a desert planet, and Khan's a little pissed off.
I would imagine so, being experimented on and being left for dead.
What the hell is that?
Somebody moving their hand under sand?
Hurry! Chekhov, what's the matter with you? Chekhov!
Every time I see this guy here, not Chekhov, the other one, I always remember he's the police chief in the Terminator.
This other individual must have been wearing one under his coat. Feel that.
Uh-oh. It's too late now.
Uh-oh.
This is Commander Kyle. Will you please respond, Captain?
Kyle was in the original series. It's continuity that nobody actually pays attention to today. Kyle was the transporter chief. Like, he was the guy that was in the transporter room in the original series.
Those are some pretty cool gloves. He's peeling himself back like layers of an onion.
Ricardo Montalban.
God.
He's popular from Pleasure Island, or was it Pleasure Island? He wore a white suit. Oh, it was Fantasy Island, not Pleasure Island. What an idiot.
It's for you from all of us on Fantasy Island.
Fantasy Island. Close enough. Pleasure Island. I was wondering if Pleasure Island was a movie or not.
No, Fantasy Island, TV show.
Chekhov, who is this man?
Criminal, Captain. A product of late 20th century genetic engineering.
Sir, I demand to be...
You are in a position to demand nothing, sir.
I and my mullet will tell you exactly how you will feel.
SETI Alpha 6 exploded 6 months after we were left.
Uh-oh.
The shock.
He looked so forlorn when you said that. Oh. Oh, no.
Genetically engineered intellect that allows us to survive.
Thank God for that.
High IQ guy here just telling us how smart he is. Thanks, bro.
Thank God for my intellect. We wouldn't have made it otherwise.
I'm so smart.
Captain Kirk was your host.
Damn right he was.
He paid his hospitality by trying to steal his ship and murder him.
Exactly. It's a good episode.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I know you don't watch things.
I'm watching things now.
Why are you here?
He gives me David Bowie vibes from The Labyrinth.
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
Remember, it's a babe. Babe with the power. Power of voodoo.
Uh-oh. Ooh.
He's strong.
Super strong.
Allow me to introduce you to Seti.
Ooh, now it's definite David Bowie vibes.
For years, everyone thought that was fake, but in reality, that is a real chest.
What do you think?
Through and through. They thought it was a prosthetic.
It is a real chest?
It's a real chest.
His real chest?
His real chest.
Uh-oh. Not liking where this is going.
Still passable is fairly realistic.
Oh yeah, very much so.
The men they use for this are all Chippendale dancers.
Like, for real?
Bunch of strippers on set.
This has the effect of rendering.
Amazing. Uh-oh. Now, how did they shoot all this stuff?
They actually made a big ear, and they pulled it inside, and they used, like, fishing line to pull it across their cheeks, and they used cranberry sauce in order for the juices from the slug. That's all cranberry sauce.
Better. And tell me where I may find James Kirk.
Happy music. Yay!
Nothing could ever possibly go wrong now.
Admiral Kirk's party on final approach.
Hello.
Same shots you saw from the first movie.
Yeah, they're flying a little bit faster this time.
Oh yeah, they're not taking their sweet time and getting into the Enterprise this time. Thank God for that.
There's that guy floating outside again. Whee!
What's your job? I play the flute.
And who do we have here?
Midshipman First Class, Peter Preston, engineer's mate, sir.
The guy he was talking to, he was actually from Race to Witch Mountain, the original one. He's in the newer one too, but he plays a bit part as the sheriff. It's probably got a little nod to the original cast.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Bit part. Bleep, blower, bleep, bloop, bloop. Passes the white glove test. We're good here.
What about the rest of the inspection?
What about the rest of the inspection? Later.
I don't care. I just wanna fly my ship. Let's get this locomotive going.
Choo choo.
Every movie, when he comes onto the bridge, it's like having some kind of orgasm. Oh my God, I'm on the bridge again. Oh God, another mission.
I don't know. Personally, I feel like he has a little bit too much hubris. So I enjoy Spock a little bit more as a character.
Oh yeah, Spock's my favorite all time for sure. Captain Kirk is a very close second though. He's just the complete opposite. He's just so human compared to Spock. Spock is just all about logic and doing things that need to be done the way it needs to be done. And then Kirk is like, F that. I don't follow the rules.
For everything, there is a first time, Lieutenant.
Damn right, Spock.
Don't you agree, Admiral?
You speak logic.
Does Mr. Sulu?
Aft thrusters.
Oh, aft those thrusters. It's fun.
Oh yeah, I love the score. It's great. That's why it's my favorite. It's my favorite of all the Star Trek scores. That's what I like about the movies of the 80s. They spend a lot of time on shots. They didn't do a lot of cuts.
I know, now it could be like...
Mr. Sulu, you may indulge yourself.
Okay, I'll go real fast.
Hello.
I'm gonna do
that away. Just go.
I wish screens were like that in the future for real.
That looks so much cooler than any screens we have. Retro is so in.
It's even curved.
Title of your sex tape.
Materials of Project Genesis will be transferred to this ship for immediate testing on CT Alpha 6.
Never trust a guy who smiles throughout the entire transmission.
Please prepare to deliver Genesis to us upon our arrival.
So just to be clear, there's some mind control stuff happening right now.
That's the worm that crawled into his ear.
Hold, please.
Hold. I like how they do this. See how, look at the hallway? How long it looked?
Yeah, hold that thought.
Learn by doing. Who's been holding up the damn elevator?
See how long the hallway was before and now it's not as long? Because all they did was close
the door.
And add a wall panel. And that was it. They just slid it into place. In reality, they're going nowhere.
As a physician, you have.
I gotta say, he has the nicest toupees of movies. I mean, just I never would have thought he was bald until somebody actually told me one day. I'm like, really?
Who?
Captain Kirk.
He's wearing a toupee in this?
He wears a toupee in every one of the movies.
I don't believe it.
Believe it.
Not let them have Genesis without proper authorization.
Have Genesis? Who's taking?
On whose authority can I do this?
What's
happening? Transmission jammed at the source, sir.
Raspberry. Only one person would ever raspberry jam me. Lone Star.
Scientists have always been pawns of the military.
Definitely more cinematography in this, I feel. Like that's a pretty big rotational camera shot right there. Went around the whole room.
Yeah, it was just one shot for that one scene.
Aren't we not supposed to trust people that sit like this?
Yeah, but if they're doing the Vulcan way of doing it...
Oh, yeah, it's with the separation in the middle.
Yeah, we can trust that. We can trust that.
I don't know, it's hard to do.
Yeah.
How do you? Oh no, just you got to keep your pinky and ring finger together, but only separate.
I got it. I literally got to get masking tape or something.
Just get me to regular one. As a teacher on a training mission.
This is probably my favorite musical piece from this movie. It's basically Spock's theme.
Garbled communications.
Who did the music for this?
James Horner, who did the music for Legends of the Fall, Avatar, Star Trek 2, 3, Willow. He does a lot of music, a lot of great music of my childhood that's very nostalgic.
This reminds me of Spaceship Earth at Disney when you're like rolling backwards and you're looking up through the blue lights and it's telling you about your future.
You are also my friend. I have been and always shall be yours.
Aww.
That'll come back later on.
Stop energizers. Stop energizers.
You can't stop an energizer. It just keeps going and going and going and going and going. Hello.
I was watching you going, is he going to do it?
Hey, I've been switching to the new Horse and Mane shampoo. What do you use?
I use lavender soft. It's really good on my, locks.
I just use bar soap for mine. Keeps it wispy and light.
Looks fluffy, bruh.
I'll chase him round the moons of Nibia and round the Antares.
It's very Shakespearean, what he just said.
Yeah, it is. Well, that's superior knowledge of his and big brain time.
Read a lot of books.
This is Enterprise.
She doesn't have that big old thing in her ear.
Yeah, they've updated. Even the screens are updated. Remember in the first one when I said that they had projectors that did all the screens? Now they have like actual videotapes that just replays, and it's not as loud, so they can get all the audio.
Give up Genesis.
There's a lot more subtle camera movements as well. Slow, soft pushes and like moving into a scene like this as to where it was just stagnant sticks before.
It's more cinematic for sure.
Ooh, retinal scan. Actual image of the back of an eye.
Project Genesis.
What you're about to see is one of the first CGI videos on movies.
Looking forward to it.
This is 82 CGI.
I feel like I would be impressed by that back in the day.
Well, back in the day for sure. Today,
I try to look at everything from a like, how would it have been back then? Not how is it now? But back then, that's probably pretty cool.
The device is delivered.
This is it right here.
Instantaneously causing water is reorganized.
That's really good for back then.
It's 40 years ago.
Wonder how long that took to render.
Probably like a month.
Probably the 3 years it took this movie to come out. They're like, all right, let's start animating that scene now.
Process becomes clear. This concludes our proposal.
Makes sense. Make a new planet. We've got too many people. Let's inhabit another one.
I mean, if we could inhabit the moon, we would. Food source, water source.
So yeah, I mean, I'm sure
the elite will go take it over. Be like Elysium.
You green-blooded inhuman.
Bridge to Admiral.
What?
Like, oh.
Why would you call me that?
Nice attempt at an insult there, pal.
He is green-blooded, so you're just stating facts at this point.
I didn't know he had green blood.
Oh yeah, Vulcans are green-blooded.
Ooh, fun music.
It's definitely the enemy's music.
Definitely better score.
I don't know, I can't knock Jerry Goldsmith. I love the original Star Trek score, but this score is just on another level.
On the approach of any vessel when communications have not been established.
Lieutenant, the Admiral is well aware of the regulation.
I wish they would make a Star Trek movie today like this one.
Is it possible that comm systems failed?
It would explain a great many things.
To me, it reminds me of like submarine commanders.
Yeah.
Going head to head in space.
Yeah.
Running with shields down.
Of course, we are one big happy fleet. Do you know the Klingon proverb that tells us...
This guy has a lot of monologues.
It is very cold in space.
Judge defense fields.
Their coil emissions are normal.
Lift shields now?
They still haven't raised their shields.
Raise our...
Locking phasers on target.
They're locking phasers.
Raise shields.
That was all stop motion. That's how they did that. Which it looked great. It still looks so good. First time in Star Trek where they actually had it where the doors were closing on the parts where they didn't want the ship involved with the rest of it.
Yeah, they kind of answer that question of, hey, if this part of the ship was cut off, it would need a way to seal from space.
Radioactive.
It's like the catamaran of spaceships.
Originally, they were going to do the same style as the Enterprise, but then they decided to make it different and created this style.
Admiral, the commander of the Reliant is signaling. He wishes to discuss terms of our surrender.
Goodbye.
On screen, sir.
Beep boop.
You still remember, Admiral. You hand over to me all data and material regarding the project called Genesis.
I just beam over a bomb. I thought it was a good plan. They won't do it, though. They would end the movie really quick.
Movie's over.
Admiral.
Yes?
We're finding...
Give me a fucking minute. You just blew up my ship.
A little...
Bridge is smashed. The computer's in
flustered. Can't even think of the word.
Words!
Difficult.
Time's up, Admiral.
Here it
He
comes.
did several takes of that take right there. Here it comes. He kept overacting.
Fire.
They've damaged the proton control and the warp drive. We must withdraw. No!
I'm surprised they didn't retake that for overacting.
Sir, you did it.
I did nothing.
Yeah, he did. He did some
my pretty
awesome stuff.
Did something.
Oh, he's messed up.
Looks like a toaster pastry. Two-Face.
Is the word given, Admiral?
The word is given.
Word's given, bro.
Word up.
This is probably the darkest of all the Star Trek movies.
Space Station Regular 1, this is the Starship Enterprise.
I still like the effects in this. Even they shot it all practical, and it still looks pretty good.
So many blinky lights.
Space Station Regular 1, do you read?
That was a fun noise.
Did you eat soup again, sir? No, someone died.
Did you forget to wear your bib? I'm a sucker for tomato soup, though.
Yum, yum.
Do you have enough power for transporters?
Transporters, get me somewhere now.
I like how he has that popped collar, though. James Horner also did Aliens. It has a very Aliens feel.
Yeah, this one does for sure. Oh! I don't like how that beeping speeds up the closer people get to stuff.
Yeah, it's very alien-esque.
Please? Commander Uhura, this is Lieutenant Savick. We're all right.
We're okay.
Control our minds.
Now are those things still in their ears?
They're still there.
He's completely mad, Admiral. He blames you for the death of his wife.
Khan's wife was actually a crew member of Kirk's ship. She was on the Enterprise, and she ended up going down with him.
Inside Regular, a planetoid we know to be lifeless.
Is it?
Go? Where are we going?
Where they went.
Suppose they went nowhere.
Then this will be your big chance to get away from it.
You know where they got those moon-looking shots from? Was that actually the moon?
It was a practical shot. They just did a model of it and shot the surface. It's father against son. You can't beat Kirk.
Where's Dr. Marcus?
I'm Dr. Marcus.
Jim!
Daddy? Mother?
Dear boy!
I didn't know I was beating my son. You suck at fighting, by the way.
Please. Don't.
Don't point that. Don't be a dick.
I knew it, you son of a bitch!
Oh, he didn't live.
That was just like a nobody, though, right?
What's the delay?
Yeah, he was a red shirt guy.
Well, sir. You have
In
the
Star Trek,
coordinates to
that's
beam up to
usually the red shirt people die.
Well, that's one way out. The footsteps are so, like...
I shall leave you as you left me, as you left her, marooned for all eternity in the center of a dead planet, buried alive.
Not necessarily sure that second con was
Needed.
prudent or needed, yeah.
Is there anything to eat? I don't know about anybody else, but I'm starved. How can you think of food at a time like this? First order of business, survival.
I like to eat.
Please tell me what you're feeling.
Hungry, I just told you.
Let me show you something that'll make you feel young as when the world was new.
You know what really makes me feel young? Sex.
Sex.
I have sex with lots of alien women.
The cave is, yay, full of matte paintings.
Wow!
Matte paintings galore. Where's Enterprise? They're gone.
Sir, may I ask you a question?
Those glowy waterfalls in the background remind me of those paintings that they have at like Chinese restaurants that have like the moving water behind them.
That's probably exactly how they did it too.
Kirk to Spock. It's 2 hours. Are you ready?
Right on schedule, Admiral.
I don't like to lose.
You could have like told the people that you were with that you had contact with
plan.
your ship. Yeah.
What is working on? Not much, Admiral. We have partial main power. That's it?
I like this musical transition. See the ship, and it goes right into the other side of it.
Condition red. They're circling each other.
They're just trying to outpace them.
The Energizer's bypassed like a Christmas tree, so don't give me too many bumps.
No promises.
No promises. Do our best.
Get to work.
Visual won't function, and shields will be useless.
Makes the game
Sauce
even.
for the goose, Mr. Savick.
Sauce for the goose? That's a phrase I've never heard before. Great, great, great!
Great!
Estimating nebula penetration in 2 point.
You know how I feel about that nebula penetration.
Do it deep and hard.
Penetrate that nebula. No lube. Full speed ahead.
Shields up.
Tied sweater around his neck.
It's a total dick from the 80s for sure.
Yeah, 100%. He probably drives a BMW or a Mercedes.
Trust fund baby.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, he's Captain Kirk's son, so I mean, what do you expect?
That scar on his chest is badass.
Just have the confidence to have a shirt that has that big of an opening.
Such a huge swoop.
Like how they have like the V-jerk guitar.
Yeah, that was definitely the same twang.
Laser lock inoperative, sir. Best guess, Mr. Suda. Fire when ready.
Best guess.
All right.
Fire!
Wrong way. I like the tension.
Oh shit, there's definitely a lot of tension going on. Looks like a fucking rave happening over there.
Fire!
Oh shit. Ruh-roh. Oh, that was a good hit. That yellow smoke in there. Oh, he's so strong.
Damage, Mr. Scott.
It sucks down here, sir.
Admiral, I shall avenge you.
That's what killed him. Your vengeance killed him.
Intelligent, but not experienced. Pattern indicates two-dimensional thinking.
Z minus 10,000 meters. Stand by photon torpedoes.
Z minus, talking about that Z axis.
Up and down. The effects, the way they did this, everything you see in the background is all just like water against a black background, and then they put food coloring in the water, and it just naturally made these cloud formations.
That's pretty cool.
Where are you?
Hello?
Oh, shit.
Torpedo.
Hell yeah, you got a button and everything.
Look sharp.
There he is.
Fire! Uhura. Send to Commander Reliant.
Huda.
Prepare to be boarded.
Okay.
Ruh-roh.
You don't look so good.
Yeah, he doesn't look so hot.
You okay?
You alright? Say something.
You are ordered to surrender your vessel.
Ain't happening. You know, the bad guy and the hero never meet in this movie.
Do they normally in other movies?
Well, yeah, generally, like face-to-face. They always have a scene where they're face-to-face at least. In this one, it's all over the screen. There's a reason behind it, though. Ricardo Montalban couldn't get away from his filming duties of Fantasy Island, so they had to work around his schedule. So it was one of the reasons why you never see Captain Kirk and Khan in the same room.
And now we know.
And knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe!
Oh, no. Lens flare.
Last, I will grapple with thee.
I like quoting shit from books before I die.
I don't think you've ever done that before.
Well, no, I haven't been close to death yet, so...
It's the Genesis wave. They're on a build-up to detonation.
How soon?
You encoded 4 minutes.
Time to go. Gotta get out of here.
Remember.
There's a reason for that.
Isn't this something that they did in the other Star Trek movie with...
Oh, it's mind, like, it's...
No, the radiation, where he has to go into a radiation chamber.
They do that Into Darkness, and they pull it exactly from this movie. But the roles were reversed.
Yeah, it was Kirk in that one.
Time for my mark.
That went in. Or not Kirk,
Kirk
yeah.
dies in Into Darkness. In this one, it's Spock. Spoiler alert, Spock dies. But you kind of get it from this right here, like just so much radiation, just to save the ship.
Time.
3 minutes, 30 seconds.
We're not gonna make it, are we?
You're the Enterprise, you always make it.
I spit my last breath at thee.
Back online.
Bless you, Scotty. Go, Zulu!
Now the nebula disappeared.
It was a big ass explosion.
I guess so.
I mean, hell,
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it just kept going. Thank God for warp speed.
I like how nobody has to buckle in for warp speed, I feel like.
Right? You're going
I feel like you'd have to.
100,000 miles an hour, there'd be some kind of support.
Something. He started a whole new galaxy. Bless. We will call this Khan's Galaxy.
Well done, Scotty.
Right? Make him a god. No, we didn't want that.
Bones?
Better. Hurry.
Uh-oh. His best friend went down.
Oh, man. Spock, no! Get the fuck out of my way, he pushes him.
It's probably the most famous scene in all of Star Trek.
This right here?
This one scene right here, yeah.
You'll flood the whole compartment. He'll die.
Sir, he's dead already.
Spock? No.
Spock! Ship out of danger. I never took the Kobayashi Maru test. Until now. What do you think of my solution? I have been, and always shall be, your friend. Live long and prosper.
No. This death takes place in the shadow of new life.
Looks like Kirstie Alley had a time for an updo.
She's crying.
Yeah.
Vulcans don't do that. That's why they put it in there that she had Romulan blood. She has emotions.
Of my friend, I can only say this. Of all the souls I have encountered in my travels, his was the most human. Others?
Scotty isn't really playing the bagpipes.
No?
No,
Oh, come
just
on.
looks like it.
I mean, that's a pretty cool send-off.
Hell yeah. Being
Launched into
blasted.
space.
That's how the guy playing the bagpipes was sent off.
Tricked my way out of death and patted myself on the back for my ingenuity.
Isn't that what all of us would do if we could?
That's what makes this movie so good. It's all about death, life. First part of the movie, he's all talking about getting older and slowing down, and then he's facing, he never had a no-win scenario, and then suddenly he's faced with it, and he loses somebody because of it. Matte painted world.
Looks great.
Captain's log, stardate 8141.6.
6,000 years in the future.
No, it's 200 years into the future. This is like the year 2265 or something like that.
He's really not dead, as long as we remember him.
It's a far, far better thing I do than I have ever done before. A far better resting place I go to than I've ever known.
That quote he just said, that was a quote from The Tale from Two Cities, which is the book that was given to him by Bones in the beginning, which is also quoted in The Dark Knight Rises by Commissioner Gordon, played by Gary Oldman.
There's a far, far better rest that I go to than I have ever known.
Yeah, the score doesn't get any better than this. And he did parts 2 and 3, so the next one's also the same sort of score.
That's awesome. Looking forward to that. I love this music. Who did E.T.?
John Williams.
These are the continuing voyages of the Starship Enterprise to boldly go
where no one has gone before. Wow.
That was the first time they said Space, the Final Frontier, these are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise. That's the first time they've said it since the original series.
That one was fun.
Yeah, I like that one.
I was more watching the whole time because I was like, oh, this is more intriguing.
This is why it's considered the best. The best Star Trek. All right, so what'd you think of that compared to the first one?
Definitely a lot more action. I like the cinematic moves, better lighting, better effects, considerably better acting as well. I think a better storyline even, better conflict, better resolution, left an open end. Like, it was really cool. There was a lot in that.
This is the first of a trilogy, so parts 2, 3, and 4 kind of go together really seamlessly as one long story arc, and it doesn't end until then. And then after that, it just goes into the story after story when it comes to different movies. But yeah, 2, 3, and 4 are like its own thing.
So this is your favorite Star Trek film?
Probably. I mean, part 2, I mean, usually they say the even numbered films are the best in the series, so 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 are usually not the best of the series, but 2, which is Khan, 4, which is the Voyage Home, 6, Undiscovered Country, which is great, and then after that you get into the First Contact, and it's probably true, the even numbered ones are probably the best one until you get to 10, and you probably should just like forget about 10, not even look at it. Same with 9, don't even worry about 9. 1 through 8 is where it's at when it comes to Star Trek.
Yeah, man, that was nice. I liked it. I really liked the music. I really liked the cinematography. I liked the action. There weren't as many parts where I was going, come on, get to the next shot. I really tried to watch the first one as objectively as possible, but there was some slow points in that movie.
This one's a complete role reversal. It's like a complete 180 when it comes to story and tone. And it's more it's like, it feels like a Navy, like you're in the military, like you're on a ship, you know. And it's just the way that's how the director Nicholas Meyer approached it. It's just very much a military style film.
Yeah.
That's why they take from like submarines and going battle to battle with an enemy you can't see.
Thanks, man. As usual, it's always nice to watch a movie I haven't seen before, and especially get into the Star Trek series, because I know there's a huge following for it. Plenty of fans. Might as well.
We're going to revisit Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock, probably the next couple movies. We usually put two movies in between the Star Trek movies. So I don't know what's next. I'm out of all the lists that we have, there's probably a bunch of them that I'd like to see, but in my head, the movie that I would like to see after this one is Soldier.
Soldier.
With Kurt Russell.
I haven't seen that one.
Well, we should watch it.
So, Kurt Russell's Soldier is what's up next
Kurt Russell
then.
Soldier, 1998. Classic movie. Going to be a fun one. That's going to be an action spectacle.
Can't wait. Super excited. Wah!
And he's one of those guys where he doesn't say a lot. I think he only has like 20 or 30 words that he says in the entire movie, Kurt Russell.
Really?
Yeah, so he doesn't say a whole lot. Cool, so that's next time on
That's right.
Mind Maze Entertainment. So I guess until
Thanks for watching, Mind Mazers. Live long and prosper.
And adios.
I couldn't see your hand because it was chopped
Adios.
off.